This is the Geoffrey and Richie Show. All sports, all talk.
Hello there, and welcome to the Geoffrey and Richie Sports Show, your weekly sports podcast. Hope you're all well. My name's Richie Benno, and I'd like to introduce my colleague, Geoffrey Boycott. Good morning, Geoffrey.
Morning, Richie. Morning, everybody.
How the devil are you?
Not too bad. I feel a bit odd being back here, to be honest.
It seems like it's been a while, hasn't it? Face to face. I feel all self-conscious again. It's like early days.
Yeah, the beginning of the romance.
Absolutely.
Very odd.
Absolutely. That grew into this mammoth love. Where should we start this week? A little bit of football?
I think that tends to be the way we go, doesn't it?
Yeah, although to be honest, you normally expand more about how you're feeling before we get into it.
I know, I do.
I think the listeners
how
might...
am I feeling?
They might miss out. I wouldn't want them to.
No, I think health-wise fine.
Good.
Mentally unstable.
Good.
So,
As always, to be expected.
So that's how I am.
Excellent. So, on that bombshell, let's crack on with the football. We've got a variety of competitions to start with. We can start with Premier League, FA Cup, Carling Cup. Where do you want to start? It's your choice, Geoffrey. It's all about you.
Well, I think initially I'm going to talk about Manchester United.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah. And I'm going to talk about the fact that last Saturday there was only one Premiership game, Man United v Hull. Man United won 4-0.
I remember.
Wayne Rooney scored all 4 goals, which is an unusual feat. Doesn't
It
happen
is.
very often.
It is.
If you've got him in your dream team, brilliant.
Yeah, if you haven't,
Not so good.
not so good.
I've got him in my dream team, so that's all good.
Oh, have you? Because I noticed I closed the gap on you in recent weeks.
Oh, really? I don't bother looking at the updates anymore. It's just embarrassing times.
I do.
Do you?
Yeah, because this year I'm mid-table, so I'm celebrating that. Because usually I'm very much relegation.
Yeah. So, and following on from that, I was going to talk about the fact that Wayne Rooney, at this stage, is on fire.
He really is, isn't he?
I mean, he is, I think, currently one of the best players in the world. I mean, he's always exceptional, but in the form he's in at the moment, he's literally on fire.
I think it comes to something when, like, a great player is great, and you do kind of accept it, and it's almost as if they have to raise the bar even more. And it's not as if he's had any kind of slump over the past, say, 2 years, at any point really. But the last 3 months or so, he has just been awesome, and the way that United have played as a team, a bit more one up top with him by himself and led the line. Yeah, absolutely. Just right for an injury, I'd say metatarsal.
Well, this
is
the thing. This is where I was going to go. In that, wouldn't it be typical if, given the sort of form he's in, if he was to, touch wood, this doesn't happen. But
yeah, let's jinx it.
Yeah, we've done that so many times in the past. If he was to suffer an injury before the World Cup, it would literally be horrendous for England's cause. But let's move swiftly on from that and just talk about the fact that there was a cracking game last night between Manchester United and Man City.
It really was. I'm pleased I decided to turn off at half time.
Well, who did you want to go through?
It was a tough one, really, because I've got no reason not to like City, and probably a lot of reasons. Like, I don't mind the fact that they've got money and they're spending it. It doesn't particularly bother me now. Kind of got used to it. There's no real player on there that I dislike. Your usual suspects, somebody like a Bellamy or someone, I've got no problem with myself. I suppose I probably want United to go through just for the atmosphere and everything else. But the manner in which they did was supposed to be typically quite United.
To be honest, I was all set and looking forward to extra time.
Yeah. I think a lot of people were.
I loved the fact that Tevez scored. I loved the fact that he beat Rio Ferdinand to that ball to knock that in. Not that it was an easy chance. And it was just nicely kind of coming to simmer. Yeah. And as I say, I was looking forward to another half an hour of great. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, the excitement of the last minute winner was obviously, well, actually, to be honest, I didn't really care because I don't support Man United, but nonetheless, it was still a very good finish.
Lightning striking twice, obviously, with the league game 4-3 last minute winner there.
Very much so, yeah.
With your man Michael Owen obviously popping up in that particular game.
Yeah, there was a clip actually after one of the goals went in, and it was obviously focusing on Ferguson and his reaction to a goal, and just to see Owen in the foreground, I was just like, oh.
It still grates, doesn't it?
It really, really does. I don't know, because I just thought to myself, okay, you're smiling, but are you really happy? I'm not sure you are.
Michael Owen needs to set up a Twitter account so we can make contact with him. That's
Indeed.
what we need. That's all it is. Indeed, Michael, if you're listening, email us, geoffreyandrichie@hotmail.co.uk.
Geoffrey
wants to hear from you, trust me.
Let me know you're okay, because I'm worried. So yeah, it was a cracking game, and again, Rooney was just awesome. I mean, that pass that I think landed in Giggs' path.
Yeah, in the first half.
Which resulted. Yeah,
I did actually see that. I saw some of the second half, I must confess.
I mean, that was just absolutely awesome. And as I say, it was almost every time he got the ball, his first touch was just on point. Actually, that sounds American.
On point.
I love on point.
Well, we'll be talking American sports in a little bit, maybe.
Oh, maybe I'll
Don't
use
pick
that.
too soon.
Maybe I'll use that again. But yeah, it literally was just there. It was one of those nights where first touch brilliant, and then second touch beat the player, and that was happening time and time again. So yeah, good times for United. I felt a bit for City. I also wanted City to go through, partly because of. Did you see the Bellamy corner where he was getting pelted with?
Yeah, I did see that.
Whatever they could chuck, to be honest.
Yeah, I saw a coin come down and I saw a beer bottle or two come down.
Yeah.
You know, it's not good, is it?
It's not good. I mean, it's happened before. I mean, it's nothing new, but
I mean, you know, they'll get punished, and rightly so.
It was literally, wasn't it? It was within a minute of that that the Man United went down the other end and scored.
Yeah, it was very, very soon after. Yeah. No,
just typical.
I did see that as well, and I mean, Bellamy is the kind of player that is going to rile people up. He's always done that, home fans and away fans, in the past. And there was quite a bit of banter between Bellamy and Ferdinand, and Tevez was involved as well. I mean, there was quite a bit going on, and you know, the crowd, they were so highly charged before, and they were just almost looking for that excuse to vent their emotions, you know, through, you know, be it positive or negative. And Bellamy does kind of bring that out in people. I've got to say, even as an ex-West Ham player, I know he left us, and there's probably a lot of West Ham fans who would disagree with me, but yeah, he didn't leave on great terms. But there's something about him I like. There really is. He's just got that. He's just got something about him that's almost. I'm obviously finding it very indefinable.
He's got some fire.
He really has. You want him on your team, no doubt.
I mean, why on earth we got rid of him? I mean, okay, I know he had a slight issue with Risa.
I know, yeah, because of the golf club incident. Which again, I remember watching that Barca game when he scored. And then ran to the corner flag and did the celebration. See, it's things like that I absolutely love. As out of order, you know, potentially as it is, and things like that, and probably inappropriate. I just love the fact that he's, I don't know, he just doesn't really care.
He doesn't necessarily conform, does he?
He doesn't, not at all. And it's not because I think he is intentionally anti-rebellious, but that's just how he is. I'm sure if he thought in a very conformist way, he would be. It's not like, I don't think he's a bad person. I just think that, you know, he's very single-minded. There's a great clip on YouTube where I think it was either Liverpool, it might have been Blackburn, I can't remember. They played a pre-season friendly up against Rangers, and they flew in on the plane, and he lands, and they're signing autographs. And of course, he's got the Celtic link, having played for Celtic. And a couple of Rangers fans were cheekily like trying to get him to sign a Rangers shirt. And you actually hear him say, "I can't sign that, mate. You know, what are you thinking? Don't be silly." So he's clearly got a bit of nous about it. It's not like he's just sign anything. Yeah. You know, he's clearly got a bit of thought about him, and you know, for right or for wrong. And it is, I have to say, it is a highly amusing clip. Go and have a look on YouTube. It is quite funny to see the Rangers supporters' reaction as if to say, what? Because he clearly knows what he's doing. He's trying to obviously get a bit of a rise. But yeah, it was a great game, as you say.
Geoffrey and Richie.
If you'd like to download the full version of the Geoffrey and Richie Sports Show, including more cricket talk, a rundown of the goings-on at the Australian Open, Brad Benjingley joins us for an update on the NFL, and of course the winners and losers from the past 7 days of sport. You can find us on iTunes. We are the Geoffrey and Richie Sports Show. Our web address is www.geoffreyandrichie.libsyn.com. You can email us. Our email address is geoffreyandrichie@hotmail.co.uk. You can find us on Facebook, and we're also on Twitter. The username is G&R_podcast.
This is the Geoffrey and Richie Show. All sports, all talk.